My biggest fear would be when the first comes and I don't get the rent.
I found that my tenant had dumped concrete down my toilet. Can you believe Fair Housing fined me $5,000 for that?
How do you onboard your tenants? What do you do?
I don't even know if I do it right.
If you're a landlord, don't just rent, rent perfect. The Rent Perfect podcast with property expert and private investigator, David Pickron.
Hello, David Pickron here. Another episode of Rent Perfect today. I have a usual sidekick of mine, Heather Johnson. How are you?
What's up, everyone?
I mean, Heather takes more phone calls with landlords that are distressed right now from this whole CDC moratorium than anybody I know. She's got her thumb on, the pulse of the country, the pulse of landlords right now. And so Heather said, David, let's do a podcast on a strategy that we've implemented here, and that is to inspect your property monthly.
Yeah, I'm talking to a lot of landlords. I know you're in distress. We feel for you. You have so much being thrown at you right now. So here at Rent Perfect, we try and find solutions when problems are thrown at us. So, it's time to think out of the box. What can we do to protect ourselves as landlords right now? And one great way is monthly property inspections.
So, it's funny, Heather, as I look back at what we've really built here at Rent Perfect, and we've done anything from the successful Lazy Landlord series, and we've done all these things where actually the landlord can kind of sit back and let technology kind of work for him. But we've been thrown a curveball here, and so, a lot of the conversations I'm having with our clients is we got to get kind of old school a little bit for a while with what's been thrown at us. And I've always said to clients, hey, let's screen your applicants like you can't evict them. And currently today, September 17th, 2020, we can't evict them.
Yeah, lots going on. Everything's kind of bonkers right now. I don't know. We're in the twilight zone here.
Right.
But yeah, we got to take action. We got to adapt. We got to evolve as, the situation changes. There's always something that we can do. So keep hope. And we have a strategy today that we think can help you.
So why monthly inspections? I mean, let's think about it. Let's keep in mind that, we always worry about fair housing and everything we say and we do. If we take a strategy and we do it for one property, we've got to do it for all properties. We can't target. We can't treat anybody different. So when we're talking today, you might have two properties. One person's not paying you rent. One person is. If you do monthly inspections on one, we recommend that you do monthly inspections on both of them. Now, why do I want to do monthly inspections on my property right now, even for the people that are paying? Number one is I want them to see me, and when they see me, I become a priority.
Yeah, you come to their mind. You're around, so it's not like they've forgotten. They need to remember that it's your property. You may be feeling right now that a lot of your liberties are being taken away, but when it comes down to it, it's still your property. So it's a good idea to show up there and get back on the minds of your residents there.
I want my residents to know if I don't get rent, I can't pay the mortgage, and I might have to sell the home. And that's why I'm here inspecting it to see if it needs carpet, landscape, paint. Because if I don't get my rent in the future, and this is even with my tenants that are paying me now, if I don't get rent in the next few months, I might be put in a difficult situation where I have to sell the home, give them a 30-day notice, and they'll have to find a new place to live.
That's a really good point, and it's unfortunate, but it can be a solution, and it might be time to do that. So checking on your property is important to determine the condition that it's in.
Now, if I'm at my property once a month and I'm looking at stuff, I might happen to see, because of this whole quarantine where kids are home from school, they're bored, and so they went ahead and got a family pet without me knowing about it, where our lease says no animals.
Yeah, check out what animals are there for sure. I know that people adopting pets skyrocketed. So many people started adopting animals, and people were moving back home. All sorts of changes have been happening during this time, and animals are a big one.
You made a great point, too. People moving back home, people moving in together. I might find an unauthorized occupant in my place, which is a lease violation. Mm-hmm. The CDC Moratorium Order says you can't evict for non-payment of rent, but it doesn't say you can't evict for lease violations.
And a lot of tenants don't realize that at this point. So, and there's a lot of good tenants out there, but some of them may have relaxed a little bit and thought, I can't be evicted right now, so I will get this extra dog without letting my landlord know. Or, whoever I want can live here, and that's just not the case.
So every state has a requirement of giving notice to do the inspections, and so here in Arizona it's 48 hours. So check with your attorneys in your state law, give that notice, and if they don't let you in because they claim COVID, then you have other remedies that now you can, for example, here in Arizona, you can give them a 10-day notice for violating their lease that you are allowed to come in and view the property. If they continue to not let you in, you actually can go through an eviction for a lease violation. So they have to give you access to their home. Now, when you go in, I want you to go in with more than one person. I want you to have,
Yeah, getting to that. So how do you recommend to do these inspections, Dave? I know you've done these inspections. How do they go about that? So first, they need to give the proper notice based on state. And then how do they do this?
So what I do is I deliver the notice to them, and I give it to them. I hand deliver it, right into their hand. And then I'll follow up by email or by cell phone saying, hey, I hope you're still available tonight at 6 o'clock, because I don't want to get over there and no one's home. I want to get into that property. So I start the communications, well before I go in there.
Yeah, you're courteous about it.
I'm
You're giving them a heads up.
Yeah. Yeah, and I let them know, hey, listen, I'm not coming in there to, see how your housekeeping is and everything. I just, we're in tough times right now. Some people are struggling. They're not paying rent, and we might have to sell these homes. And so we don't want to. And as long as we continue to get rent, we won't have to, right? But we do need to view, the home. Now, if they're smart, would they hide the dog? Would they send the dog over somewhere? But so when I go in and I'm looking at the property, I'm not looking just for the physical dog. I'm looking for dog hair, bowls,
damage. I mean, new puppies are great. They're adorable.
Yeah.
I know you're an animal person.
Yeah.
I'm an animal person,
Right.
but they can have wear and tear on the property.
Right.
So you can see digging, chewing,
exactly,
things like that are expensive to fix.
Exactly.
So you need to know about it.
Cats, screens. They climb on screens. They climb on couches.
You can definitely smell a cat when you enter
Okay.
the unit.
So now when I show up to the property, I'm wearing my face mask. I'm bringing somebody with me. I never want to be in someone's house without a witness or someone that could back me up if anything goes down. Especially if a tenant is a non-pay tenant that owes me money and maybe is getting a little belligerent or whatever. I definitely want somebody there.
Yeah, because you're not there for a confrontation. You're not even there to ask for rent.
Right.
You're just there to check on your property, see what the condition is, and check, how things are going.
So I'll walk through the property. I want to check the air filter, because that has a bearing on whether my air conditioning is going to be working or not, and how are they taking care of my air conditioner.
Yeah, just checking on some of the maintenance then that should be going on.
Right. I spend a little bit of time in the backyard looking for animal droppings, looking for any kind of sign that there's digging, anything like that. And I just pretty much go around and just take a checklist of the property. Now, hopefully, I don't find anything that people pay me rent, and next month I'll see you again, and we get through this tough time. Mm-hmm. But if I start getting non-payment of rent, and the reality is I might have to sell the property. I might have to. I mean, in Arizona right now, people are really flowing to our market from California, Washington, Oregon. We're kind of a hot market. I know this is a nationwide podcast, so you've got to kind of decide if you have that much power in your area. Mm-hmm. I could sell a home sight unseen in hours here.
Yeah,
right?
Homes are going like hotcakes.
And there's just not enough homes in this area to house the people. So I've got enough power on my side that if I do sell one of my rentals, I can sell it fairly quickly. And I believe I can give a 30-day notice, even if you haven't paid me rent for you to leave. If you don't have a lease, if you're on like a 30-day notice or month-to-month rental lease.
So if the lease has ended, you're on month-to-month.
I can give you a 30-day notice, but I think I have to sell the house. I don't think I can give a 30-day notice for non-payment of rent and then just move some guy back in. I think the CDC is gonna, the attorneys are gonna salivate on that one. So. Yeah. But I do think that if they are on a month-to-month and I give them a 30-day notice because I'm just going to sell the house, and I sell the house, I think I'll be fine. I need you to check with your local attorneys on that. Tell me how they think. Our attorneys tell us one thing, but we know that attorneys sometimes don't see eye to eye, and we want we want you to go to your attorneys and get their opinion on everything we say. We are not attorneys. We're not giving you legal counsel. We are just giving you some solutions in some tough times and what we're doing and what we're coaching clients to do. So. Heather, what else? What else did we do?
Well, I was just going to add, even if you're not going to be selling it at that point, I mean, people have just been home a lot more. It's a good idea to check on the property, and tenants need to know. I mean, landlords do care. We're housing providers, but
Right.
we have bills to pay.
Right.
And, when it comes down to it, we're in a tough situation too. So, I hope tenants bear that in mind and are doing their best, just like landlords are.
Well, perfect. Well, there's a strategy. I just wanted to send that out there, have you think, get out of the box. We want landlords to survive this. We will survive this. We are smarter than the government, in my opinion. And I think my love out for investors is that we continue to get paid rent. And when we don't, we employ strategies that will help us get through this. Heather, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
And until next time, continue to rent perfect.